In this class, we will address Podia's universal design parameters. The design settings link lets you set your colors, fonts, buttons, links, social images, videos, widths, padding, and gaps. Whatever changes you make here will take effect across your whole site, which is great because it keeps your look consistent. You might want to set these design parameters before starting your website design. That way, you will see your website's appearance as you add the sections and pages. We will go through the 5 groups of design parameters one at a time, starting with colors, followed by fonts, then the interactives, the media, and finally the structure. If you click on the Edit Site link from the desktop, you will return to the same page you have seen before. This time, click on the Design link, and you will see all the design options by category. Click on the Color category. It is important that your website uses colors that match your brand or that you feel will make it stand out. You will notice that the palettes of colors are displayed in bars. I will refer to the color palettes as palettes or bars interchangeably. On this page, you can see the base colors. You may have selected this set of colors when signing up for the website or accepted the default color set. At that time, we said you could change the colors later. Well, now is later. You will note that the color set has 6 matching colors, and the section theme below has 1 theme for each color. Below that, you can use the drop-down menu to set the default theme, which is currently set to pale. Click on the base colors. This is where you can change the colors. We will come back to this page in a few minutes. Now click on the preset color bar. By clicking on one of the color bar's palettes, you can select the set of colors for your website. These are the same palettes that were available when you started. Click on the preset bars again. You can select the original palettes that were available when you started the website design. From here, you can change each color in the palette. Click on the arrow next to Accent 1. Use the drop-down to change the Accent 1 color, one of the colors in the palette. We want to deal with the individual colors by the hex code. The hex code is a 6-digit number that represents the color. Clicking on the down arrow next to the RGB switches to the hex code. Above the arrow, you will now see the place to change the hex code. You want to change your colors but are unsure how to decide which colors to use and how to ensure they all match. There are websites that can help. One such website is Coolors, located at coolors.co. Enter coolors.co into your browser and click on Palettes when the website comes up. The screen will be filled with hundreds of palettes with matching colors. Placing the cursor over any of the colors will show the hex code for that color. Copy that code and paste it into the hex box on Podia. Repeat the process for all the colors. Coolors provide 5 colors in each palette. Podia wants 6. I suggest you use white or black for the 6th color. The hex codes for white and black are as follows. For the white, the pound sign is followed by 6 Fs, and for the black, the pound sign is followed by 6 zeros. Once you have your palette of choice in Podia, return to the Edit Site screen, click the Design link, and click on Colors. You are now back to base colors and section themes. We will now see how to change the colors for the various items on your website. We will use the dark blue theme as an example. Click on that theme color. On this sidebar, you can change the section's background and border colors and the colors for plain, card, and overlay styles. Let's look at all the items under plain. There is a long list of items, which include headings, titles, buttons, backgrounds, and social icons. Scrolling down, you will see the card and overlay styles. You will see the same list of items under the card and overlay styles. Let's look at what can be changed. Click on the card button background. You can see a pop-up that shows the base colors with a slider beneath. You can select a color and modify the intensity with the slider. There is also a custom link. Clicking it will allow you to change the item, in this case, the card button background, to any color you choose. We have now covered all the ways you can modify your website's colors. Treat your website colors seriously. They are essential. Setting up your site design parameters before starting your website design is probably a good idea. That way, you will see precisely what your website sections and pages will look like as you design them. Next, we will look at fonts. From the Design menu, click on Fonts. User fonts have 3 sections: Presets, Base, and Styles. Let's look at presets first. There are many presets to choose from. We are currently on the System preset. Look at the main screen to see what it looks like. We will change the present to article on the next page so you can see the change. Notice the change. Next, we will look at the other font changes that can be made. Under Base, the font sizes can be changed. Moving the slider will change all the fonts proportionately. Next, we will look at each style, starting with headings. On the headings page, you can change the typeface, font weight, line height, letter spacing, and the case for each title, pre-title, subtitle, and font size. In paragraphs, similar changes can be made to styles and font sizes. The same goes for buttons. For navigation, the styles can be changed. Next, we move on to interactives. In the interactives, you can change the style hover, and in the case of the buttons, the corners. The hover lets you change the appearance of the links, link titles, navigation links, buttons, and social icons when they are hovered over. For the link titles, the selections are fade, scale, rise, color, or underline. On the media page, you can change the image corners, the hover of the linked image, and whether to use full width on mobile. For videos, you can change the corners and image width for videos for mobiles. You can change the section width, gap, top padding, bottom padding, and border for structures. Specifically for the card style, you can change the corners, shower opacity, shadow depth, and card collection height. There are two choices for the card height: unified and unique. Unified makes the card height the same between cards, independent of the content. Unique will set the card height to the necessary amount, depending on the content. That's it. We covered a lot in the design class. It may seem overwhelming, but you wouldn't go wrong using the Podia defaults, except with the colors. The color section is the one design area you should work on and make necessary changes to suit your brand. In our next class, we cover settings, domain, and cookies.